Hey, what's up everybody? On this episode of Something New on the Teeqlife YouTube channel, we are trying chicken cock. That's never gonna get old. Yep, we're trying chicken cock whiskey, the Bootleggers Reserve. We're gonna talk about what it is, how they got the name, all on this episode. Grab your glass and watch. Welcome back to the Teeqlife Basement Bar. I'm Don Ferguson, and this is Something New where we try liquors from around the world. Mostly here in America, but if you want to learn about new liquors, new spirits, something that's just unique or incredible, you've come to the right place. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you don't miss another episode. Chicken cock whiskey. Now, I'm going to try my best not to joke about the name, but the name is no joke, and we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about the name and kind of tell you where it derived from at the end of this video. So make sure you watch all the way through the end. But I've had this for a little while now. Where I'm at, you can't get it, unfortunately, so took a little road trip and voila, right in front of me just ended to be chicken cock. And everybody in the party laughed, but this actually, we're going to let it breathe, so I'm going to open it up, and I want it to breathe. It's been sealed for a long time, and, you know, we definitely want it to aerate just a little bit, but this is an old school brand. It's got a lot of history to it. It was established originally in 1856 by James A. Miller. Pretty common name, probably really common for back then, but 1856, and he wanted to develop a whiskey that was kind of known specifically for the bluegrass region. Now, chicken cock whiskey became really well known, kind of blew up back during the Prohibition Days. Really famous. It was kind of a staple in the underground speakeasies, you know, the juke joints and the underground, whatever they're called. And that's where it kind of got this rumor that it was very famous at the Cotton Club. World famous Cotton Club. There was a movie out there, I think, with Gregory Hines, something like that. But, yeah, I didn't see the movie. But I kind of get the gist of it is people were drinking. People enjoy drinking. So let's never have a prohibition again. Ever. Now, chicken cock whiskey got so popular, there were a lot of knockoffs out there. And back in 1889, in a little city we like to call Boston, known for that Irish people, 100% Irish. Anyway, there was a company out there that was same bottle, same look, all that stuff. And they got sued, and they lost to a chicken cock whiskey. And the rest is history. So, the original distillery actually burned down. I like the nose so far. The original distillery burned down in the 1950s, and it changed hands multiple times over the years, and then just kind of went out of business. But back in 2011, it was revived. It was brought out again, and it just kind of took the whiskey bourbon scene by storm with all this history. And they've won a lot of awards, SIP awards, judged by the consumers, if you didn't know. And then San Francisco World Spirits Competition, which is like the Oscars for the liquor industry. Alright, so it's time to nosedive, so to speak, into a tasting. And it's just got this beautiful, like, golden brown color. I mean, got a wonderful aroma. You definitely pick up a little of the oakiness. I get that rye, you know, not really harsh as far as alcohol, and this is 90 proof. So it's not up there in the 100, you know, proof bourbon world, but still pretty strong. But I'm not getting it. It's not resonating to where you're getting the alcohol burn in the eye, so very low on the ethanol, which is really good. These legs are just very, very slow drip. That means there's there is a good alcohol content in it, but man, yeah, it's a little bit of vanilla, honey sweetness, maybe cinnamon. Really unique. So, you know, let's just go in. That's different. That is really different. So, little dryness. It's actually kind of dry. I do pick up like a sweet corn, and we'll talk about the mash bill, of course. Medium body, kind of a fruitiness, maybe some like apricots, peaches, like a baked peach. You're definitely going to pick up that rye. There's no doubt about it. So if you dig a rye whiskey, this might be for you. I thought it was going to be a little bit more potent than actually what it is. I thought it was going to have a little bit more heat, a little bit more kick on the end, and it really doesn't for me. You know, the taste, yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of vanilla. You're getting some of that barrel. Little caramel, almost like a caramel corn, something like that. Pretty smooth, actually, but you're definitely going to get that rye. Now, looking at the bottle, which we're going to flash a couple pics for you right now, on the front of it, it is a bourbon and rye. So this is a blend of source spirits. It is a bourbon and a rye whiskey. Kentucky and Indiana comes together, and it's 51% rye, and that's why I'm getting a lot of that rye. If you're drinking along at home, you're getting it too. You're also getting 45% corn. I hope you're drinking along at home too. And then 4% barley. So that's going to give just a little bit of a unique flavor as well. And I think that's what I'm kind of picking up. No doubt about it. This is aged less than 3 years in new charred American oak barrels, which is pretty typical. I like it. It is a smooth whiskey. I wouldn't put it up as one of my favorites, but I would definitely put it in, you know, kind of in the middle of a lot of the brands that I have tasted. So the chicken cock name, and you know, I've done a lot of research on it. I can't pinpoint exactly where the name came from. You know, I think it was a terminology for the speakeasies, for the juke joints, like back in the day in Prohibition, and they kind of termed it as just a name, so they weren't saying, hey, do you got that whiskey, do you have that bourbon? It was kind of like a code, and then it turned into, when people would go to these places, specifically the Cotton Club, members of the Cotton Club, patrons, whatever you want to call them, they would go in and say, hey, do you got that chicken cock, that whiskey in a tin can? Because this actually used to come in a tin can as well, so you'd have the bottle. So packaging, you know, way back then was really cool. But this is, you know, just an iconic brand. It got revived. It's doing extremely well. They are gaining distribution throughout America, if not the world. I don't really know. They're not here in Michigan yet, but this is just definitely a solid pick. This is something that I would just kind of chill, sit back, maybe around a fire, you know, maybe watching some UFC fights, something like that. But it's just got a lot of good flavors in it. Vanilla, honey, cinnamon. You get that corn definitely, you know, in the flavor as well. And it doesn't have a really strong kick of a finish either for a 90 proof. So this is a solid sipper. I would imagine if you put in a whiskey rock or maybe even an ice cube, a couple drops of water, it smooths it out even more, and it makes it a little more palatable for, you know, the average consumer. So that wraps up another episode of Something New here in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, where we tried chicken cock whiskey, Bootleggers Reserve, and it's absolutely 100% Teeqlife approved. Make sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that thing, everything that the kids use nowadays. But I'm going to fill up another glass, and if you have a suggestion of what I should try next, just reach out and email us. You can do that all on the website. We'll see you next time. Cheers.